Oh, hello. Welcome to our today's Decay, where we celebrate births and beginnings of everything important since the dawn of time. May 22nd edition, all day. And why, oh, why do we do this, you ask? Well, if you don't define your world by what makes you happy and what you're inspired by, then life is happening to you. Who needs that? I don't need that. 1914, what happened to this world? Why space was the place, but 1914 was the time. Sun Ra of Sun Ra Orchestra landed on this planet as a toddler or younger infant. Yeah, I unfortunately never got to see him in the flesh, but I did get to see his legacy. The Sun Ra Orchestra still performs. I actually DJ'd right before or right after they played on Halloween for Jonathan Tobin's Knockdown Center Halloween Hop thing. That was great. I've seen them a couple times actually, but I'm very happy to say I exist in a time in this world where you can literally just walk down the street and see the Sun Ra Orchestra. Not too shabby. No. What else? The movie Svengali premiered today, 1931. Not the first production of Svengali. It's based off of a novel called Trilby, which has had multiple films prior to this film. This one here, Svengali. One was directed by Maurice Tourneur, like in World War I or maybe even before, starring Clara Kimball Young. I haven't seen it, but I should because I love Maurice Tourneur, but that's not what we're talking about today. No. This is I think Archie Mayo was the director of this. Does it say it on here somewhere? Maybe not. Either way, Warner Brothers, starring John Barrymore opposite Marion Marsh, both put on fantastic performances. Marion Marsh steals everyone's heart, and John Barrymore actually doesn't chew the scenery, which would be really incredible if he did, because, ooh, the scenery is really great. This is Hollywood's most realized attempt at a classic German expressionist style, a la like Cabinet of Caligari type stuff. It all looks like right out of a fairy tale, really. It's terrific. John Barrymore is past his prime, but not to the point of like fully lampooning himself, and not at all falling on his face in this movie. It's really quite luck that this exists and that we have it to see. This production here was, or this release rather, was Rowan Group, which was like a subsect of Troma. I worked at Troma at the time they put this out. It's probably like 25 years ago or so. Remember at the time, Kevin Michaels, who was the graphic designer for these covers then, who wound up going on to release that Vampira, the movie documentary that some of my Forey Ackerman documentary footage is in. Anyway, he was making these covers, and he's like, he was designing one for a film called Angel Over My Shoulder, or Angel on My Shoulder, one or the other, starring Claude Rains. And he's like, I need like a devil image for this. And like, Mike, stand over here in this corner on this light, or over this light. Great, perfect. And so I posed for the camera, and lo and behold, I wind up sharing DVD cover artwork space with Claude Rains on this Angel Over My Shoulder DVD. But like, ooh, if only it was on Svengali, my life would be exactly the same, but I'd be a little bit happier. Because this movie is so good. Not Svengali. On the day it premiered, 1931, Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. Released today in 1969. Okay. All across the USA and points elsewhere. I didn't get into this movie till much later in life. I think because I was much more purist growing up, and that German expressionism and classic Universal monsters all the way, film noir 100%, and even the first round or two of Hammer films really connected with me. This being late 60s, I think I had seen some of the mid 60s Dracula's Prince of Darkness or something like that, and was It's like, man, this is like they're like no longer employing writers, huh? Okay, great. And so kind of just like with a way too broad of a brush, put the same thoughts into like everything that Hammer was releasing from the mid '60s into the '70s, and that is very wrong. I Guess I Must Be Destroyed is a film that must be seen to be believed. So yeah, watch this movie. Perhaps even on the day it premiered. What else? 1974. Well, it is a madhouse. The film Madhouse premiered today, starring Vincent Price. This is a great motion picture. He was really, I don't know if like anybody else noticed this, but he has so many chapters in his life. You know, he starts off as like a romantic lead in the 40s. Doesn't really get into horror pictures until I think House of Wax in the early to mid 50s, and even then it's really just dipping his toe in the hot wax, and like doesn't like fully solidify as, or doesn't, the hot wax doesn't fully congeal until maybe The Fly or House on Haunted Hill, which is a good 5 years later. And at that point, it's now go time for Vincent, and he winds up in all those Roger Corman, Edgar Allan Poe, and adjacent adaptations in the '60s, and then like I'd say this is like a truly self-aware moment where like the world realized that we are now living in the future, or I should say that all this content that was filmed previously was certainly in the past and not just like recent history, and that they were really being what's the word? Introspective. Haha! The bird's the word, and introspective is what I was looking for. And that both, well, I'll say Madhouse, Abominable Dr. Phibes, and maybe even Theater of Blood are very much modern for the mid '70s in their production, but love letters to classic horror, truly. And Madhouse is one of those that really cannot be touched. I gotta say. Same with Abominable Dr. Phibes. Theater of Blood, maybe less so, but there's no shame. I just happen to like the other two better, that's all. Personally. What else? 1984, Cyndi Lauper appeared on Piper's Pit. There's always room for Cyndi Lauper. Here, there, everywhere. And Piper's Pit is like near and dear to my heart, in that I think, was it the one with Jimmy Superfly Snuka, I think, where like they get into a wrestling match in the talk show setup, and the background winds up getting destroyed. As a kid, this just like blew my mind that like on TV these were just like props and sets and like flats. That's the word. The like the flats were like decimated. I just think so much of this is like almost surrealistic Salvador Dali-esque chaos, and add Cyndi Lauper to the mix, and well, I'm definitely here for it. May 22nd. I'm here for it. I'm glad you're here for it. Maybe we'll both be here for it tomorrow as well. Till tomorrow. Bye.